Hello, hello, this is Grimdark13 back again with Featherbent. Alright, last episode we were intruding upon Karkat learning how to fly from John. And there was a lot of John Cat shit, as usual whenever those two are together. Nothing different at all. Alright, let's continue. After they got tired of practice, John presents Karkat with the celebratory first flight muffin he'd prepared ahead of time. Cranberry baked with cinnamon sugar. Karkat splits it between the both of them, and they talk until the light from a tree-cloaked sky paints over with a setting sun. Karkat sees John off. The former gathers some of his supplies and begins his trek to the grounds. It's nightfall by the time he starts working the field. Hour after hour, Karkat toils beneath the cover of cool blue light, a soft glow radiating from the mushrooms John had brought down for him. The hole Karkat digs now is not in the shape of a usual grave. It channels straight down, narrow, deeper than he is tall. In need of a rest, he climbs out and sticks his shovel in the dirt, leaning against the handle.
Look, if you're going to be my shadow, try not being so fucking obvious about it. You could cut out the heavy breathing for starters. It's creepy as hell.
I wasn't following you. I just happened to be in the area.
Sure, Tavros.
I'm allowed to be in areas. It was a free floor last time I checked.
If living like this passes as being free for you, I don't want to hear how you were living before. Is there something you wanted?
Glancing around for a distraction, Tavros notices motions to Karkat's weapon lying in the dirt.
Nice sickle. You look a little young to be a thresh executioner.
That's because I'm not.
Oh, does that mean you buried one around here?
How long have you been fucking spying on me?
I wasn't spying.
Don't lie, Tavros.
You were just in the area. I got it.
No, actually, this is the first time I've ever been here. But Her Honor's trees are planted here, which means the killing fields are nearby, if not right above us. Not to mention the rectangular patches of dirt, and the fact you have a shovel you use to dig around here. There's also a very specific species of plant growing in this area that feeds primarily on decomposing corpses.
Oh.
I see it all the time around dead animals, especially the ones my friend Dante finds.
Your friend shows you dead animals he's found?
Yeah. Dante isn't human, so his behavior is marginally more acceptable.
Oh, he's that pet you're married to.
It's not like that, okay? I would appreciate it if you stopped taking everything John says at face value and spreading such disgusting lies and slander.
Bestiality.
Don't worry, I don't really give a shit about your... rabbit? Beetle? Some kind of termite?
Dante's a snake, actually.
The fuck?
He's big and white and really friendly.
The fucking hell are you doing, Tavros? That thing's going to swallow you alive.
White?
Yep.
Missing an eye?
Yeah, actually. How did you know?
You have got to be fucking kidding me. You were right about the sickle. One of the bodies that fell down here belonged to a thresh executioner. She still had her weapon on her. I didn't think much of it until I was burying her and I got blindsided by this white snake. I was able to grab the sickle and fight it off before it bit me. But I took out one of its eyes in the process. That sickle saved my ass, so I figured it might come in handy again one day.
That sounds like it was Dante. Usually he's very well mannered, I swear, but he doesn't like the color red. He hates it, actually. Sorry.
Good news for me, I guess. How the hell did you manage to rope a fully grown snake into being your pet, anyway?
I don't know. I ran into him one day, on the floor. I was convinced he was going to eat me or something, and I remember being really scared. But I just, talked to him, one-on-one, like a person. And he understood me. We cross paths once in a while, and spend time together when we do. But we usually just stay out of the other's way.
Wait, you can talk to snakes?
Parcel tongue!
Who the hell?
My name's Tavros Nitram. I'm captain of the...
I'm not interested in what you do down here. I'm interested in what you did before.
Before? You mean before the floor? Well, I was a cartographer in my spare time, if that's what you mean, with my friend Aradia.
Did we get to meet Aradia? Oh, what are we... Oh, okay. I don't... Let's save this because I plan on doing episodes in case I fail with getting all the options. Alright, let's go with the truth.
Shit. What's a consort of the Empress's handmaid doing down here?
The point is, things were going well for a while. I hadn't felt that good about myself since before I lost my dad to the second call.
The second call?
That's rough.
Yeah, I looked up to him a lot. He was kind of my rock. He was strong, brave, and always trying to get me to believe in myself. He was my inspiration. But even after he was gone, I still had our nest all the way up in the canopy, and I was taking care of it. I was learning a good trade. I had Aradia. Then, several months ago, I got into a fight, and the other person, well, it ended in an accident. Things got broken. I lost a lot of blood. When I woke up in recovery, my wings were paralyzed, and I got sent down here.
An accident?
It's a little more complicated than that, but all in all, yes, it was an accident.
Vriska.
I mean, well, Vriska.
Wow, Vriska was involved. How does this not surprise me in the fucking slightest?
Her mom and my dad were on opposing sides during the second call, but I think they had a thing going on, and I know she really wanted to be like her mom, so I think she took that as a sign to track me down and court me. When I wasn't interested, she took it the wrong way. She challenged me for my nest, and I wasn't strong enough to defend it from her. I don't think she realized I was unconscious when she threw me out of it, so I landed funny, and then...
And then you're here.
Yeah, with my, immunity.
Okay. Alright, so it does let us do this.
You're the only one I ever see actively looking for survivors. Doesn't sound like much of a community to me.
Well, it's not even a community. It's a group of people that pool supplies just to prevent everyone from killing each other down here. I thought if I found others, maybe we could establish a community and work together to help each other. But it's useless. Everyone's just in it for themselves.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So, you're admitting this whole captain of the floor patrol persona is complete bullshit?
Yep.
No, it isn't bullshit. But I don't actually represent a community. Finding other survivors is what I want to do, so I set out by myself to do that.
Good to see you're finally standing up for yourself.
Well, you're the only one I've found, though, so I can't really tell people I'm doing this on my own without success, because it sounds lame and weird.
So wait a second. Tavros has never found anyone else alive down there?
No. No, it actually doesn't. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that you have no fucking clue what happens during the sweep.
It's just a festival, isn't it?
No.
On anywhere but the floor, sure. Let me give you a quick rundown.
Oh my god, we gotta learn about the sweep. Holy shit, the music went dark.
In about 8 days, a large group of predators is going to migrate across the forest floor. These predators measure 2 people tall and are covered head to toe in a thick shell that sprouts out in spikes, mostly around their head and back. They're incredibly strong and surprisingly fast. They breathe smoke and sweat steam. They're also thorough. From the way I've seen them sift through the branches and check under rocks and trees, I can tell they're not machines. They are fucking sentient. They are intelligent. And their primary motive is to kill every living thing they find. Because of this mindless fixation, I call them drones. I'm guessing this is why the Imperial Guards patrol entries to and from the floor and why people don't live down here. Do you believe me so far?
You're the one who's been here for years. I think it would be very unwise not to believe you.
Thank you. And congratulations, you're the first person I've met down here with a fucking shard of common sense. I tried warning people about this the first few years I lived here. How there were precautions they had to take if they wanted to survive. Of course, without any solid proof, they wrote me off as stupid or mentally unstable. Eventually, I just decided to say, fuck it. I steer clear of other outcasts from then on. I let them be blissful in their ignorance.
Okay, this has me concerned for Jade, who we have not met yet, but she's going to be looking for those things.
There's only so many people you can watch die before you disregard everyone as walking corpses.
How have you survived?
Now we get to the really bad thing that Karkat does.
Stroke of luck the first time. I was sent down here, along with everyone else kept in the Empress's quarters. Those who were physically capable split into groups to get a feel for the area. One day, we made it all the way to the northern border. Even lived in the abandoned military watchtower for a little while. The other few members of my team caught sight of some weird animals in the mountains and booked it the fuck out. Except for me. I never saw creatures like the ones in the mountains before. They were massive. Bigger than anything I'd ever seen. They were far away. I figured it would be safe to observe them from that distance. I found them interesting, I guess.
So bears, wolves, stuff like that, I guess?
It was my decision to stay that saved my ass. I heard thundering footsteps from the floor. And screaming. From voices I recognized. I hightailed it from the watchtower straight into the mountains, hoping I wouldn't be hunted by the giant animals I saw in the snow. I saw some of the drones passing by from where I was. For a few moments I could see the shapes of their shells. Smoke hissing from their mouths, curling off their bodies, tearing down the watchtower to rubble with their bare claws. Searching for something. Searching for me. I hid in the mountains until I nearly fucking froze to death. And after I crossed back into the strata, broken branches, ripped roots, overturned stones, blood around every corner nearby. I never saw anyone from my group again. I dug out the supplies I could from the destroyed watchtower. They left. I don't know what the drones do with the bodies, and I don't think I want to.
Tavros' shoulders shake. His breath becomes quick and shallow.
Oh, shit! Why does everything have to be so incredibly fucked up? I thought I could make things easier. I thought I could make the best of it. That it wasn't so bad, maybe. Living on the floor.
I really feel bad for Tavros right now. He clenches his fist and squeezes his eyes shut tight.
I can't die down here. What would my dad say?
Karkat rests a hand on Tavros' shoulder.
If you left now, you might be able to reach the northern border and cross into the mountains before the sweep hits. But there's another way.
Like what?
What does Karkat do? Karkat motions toward the hole he was digging, then to a large grass-topped hump of dirt nearby, about the same circumference of the hole itself.
I was in there digging out a part that was collapsed in on itself. I got the idea from a spider I ran into once. You crawl into the hole, wedge the patch of dirt back over the hole, and squeeze your way to the very bottom, feet first. It's a good 10 feet or so down. It's claustrophobic as fuck, but from my experience, drones have shitty eyesight and subpar scent tracking, which means they rely mostly on hearing. If you get in there, and you're quiet, they won't find you.
Oh my god.
The sweep lasts about 12 to 14 hours.
I can never do that.
Considering how large the floor is, the fact they search the entire place that quickly means drones pass through in a flock, migrating across the expanse. Taking into the account the extra time you want to stay down there just to be sure they've all left, that's a good 20 hours standing up at the bottom of a hole in the ground. Main problem? You need to use your wings to help you climb back up again. Meaning if you get in there, you can't get out unless I help you. We have a few more days. I can dig one for you in the meantime. The important question is whether or not you trust me enough to come back for you.
Davros rises to his feet. Karkat follows. Davros wipes his eyes and nose on the back of his sleeve.
Sorry for breaking down. That was embarrassing.
Don't be. It's a lot to take in all at once.
I think it's worth saying that, yeah, I do trust you. You're straightforward, and you don't sugarcoat things. Being direct, not messing around, these are all qualities of someone worth trusting. I don't know why you're trusting me, of all people, with this, but I appreciate you giving me this chance.
Just paying it forward, I guess. If I can save at least one person.
Karkat shakes his head and offers his hand.
Are you with me?
Davros' smile flickers across his face as the boy reaches back to shake Kid Karkat's hand.
I'm with you.
Time passes. The morning of the sweep is less than 12 hours away.
Oh my god, we're getting so close to that. Over the past few flight lessons, Karkat grew to master the technique behind his own lift. He can effectively cover short vertical distances without assistance. A skill that would only improve, John assured, when his flight feathers fully regrew.
The lack of feathers is also affecting your sensitivity to wind pressure. You need that for normal flight.
So basically I can only get better once shit grows back in.
Basically. We'll come back to it after the sweep. Speaking of which, there's something I need to tell you.
What's that?
I'm still spending the holiday at Vriska's tomorrow.
Why wouldn't you be? You made a commitment to be hosted for the sweep, didn't you? You'd be an idiot to decide otherwise.
Yeah, but I thought you didn't like Vriska.
I don't, but who the hell am I to dictate who you can and can't be friends with? You just met me, for fuck's sake. My opinion of her is immaterial as long as she's treating you well.
You see, that's how a relationship should be.
Just be careful.
Thanks. I still feel crummy for leaving you here on your own, though, so I wanted to give you something.
Are they muffins?
Do you want them to be?
No. Maybe.
I was planning to bring down more food, sure. But that's not the main thing. The main thing is a surprise.
Oh.
They're gonna fuck.
Something wrong?
If we're being honest, I kind of feel uncomfortable accepting all this shit from you.
Yeah.
What? Why?
I don't have anything to offer.
Dude, you don't need to have anything to offer. I'm just doing what I can. You know you don't owe me anything, right?
I know, but you're already spending every other day with me and teaching me how to fly and basically fucking cooking for me too. You don't mean for me to feel like a charity case, but sitting on my hands while you waltz into my life and shower generosity all over my existence doesn't exactly help build my pride either. I really appreciate everything you're doing for me, and I know you don't want me to feel indebted to you, but I don't have anything to give back right now. I'd feel better accepting things from you if I did. I'm still having a hard time trying to process everything you're already doing for me.
I think I can see where you're coming from. I'm really sorry if I'm being awkward about this. this is the first time I've ever been around someone who...
Who what?
Nothing.
Again with the half-thoughts.
We're meeting 2 sunrises after the sweep. No sooner.
Okay,
Promise me.
I promise. Something really bad is about to go down, isn't it?
Not if everything goes as planned. It's not like I haven't been through this a few times.
Yeah, but I can't shake this stupid feeling there's a chance I won't see you again.
Would that be all that big of a deal? I'm sure the world would turn without me.
Yeah, but it'd be a way less interesting world. You may be kind of an asshole, but I like being around you.
And you are one of the most vapid, scatterbrained, pastry-obsessed morons I've ever had the pleasure of spending time with.
Thank you.
All the pastry obsessed.
Thank you for teaching me how to fly. And for the million other things that have improved my life that you inexplicably dedicated time toward being responsible for.
Anytime.
I don't know what the fuck I did to deserve someone like you tumbling aimlessly and ass-first into my minuscule and possibly insignificant life, but in some backwards, fucked up, vaguely masochistic way, I'm glad for it. I'm really fucking glad for it.
Karkat?
Staring at the ground, Karkat feels his fists tighten, his nails sticking hard into his palm. His heartbeat pounds inside the walls of his head. And he finds himself annoyed, angered by the fact that his nerves have steeled through life and death, dare to tremble in the face of something as small as this. An uncertain step forward, a short breath, and he slips his arms around John, knitting his fingers at the middle of John's back as he pushes his face into the other boy's shoulder. John feels tense at first, but then he relaxes with a laugh and fights back.
Dude, I swear to God, I thought you were gonna punch me in the face.
Why in the fuck would I do that?
Good question.
You looked really mad.
I'm not.
Well, I know that now.
John rests his cheek in Karkat's hair.
You're really warm.
No, you're just fucking cold. Have you felt your hands lately?
It's not me, man, I'm telling you. All that anger you keep bottled up is just generating way too much heat. You're like an attractive, shaken up soda of frustration.
Sodas don't generate heat, dumbass.
Whiskey.
It's not me, man, I'm telling you. All that anger you keep bottled up is just generating way too much heat. You're like an attractive, shaken up soda of frustration.
You see, I had to actually go back to read that because I thought I saw that word. I thought I heard it, but I had to make sure.
Sodas don't generate heat, dumbass.
I can feel you smiling in my shoulder, moron.
Whatever.
John's eyes fall half-lidded, his brow pulls together in concern. John squeezes Karkat a little tighter.
Good luck tomorrow, Karkat.
Thank you.
Sunlight creeps between the trees, marking daybreak of the sweep.
Here we go.
Karkat continues digging. His shawl is tied around his fists, wrapped tight enough for his fingertips to grow blue, and his knuckles to grow ivory, the skin of his palms raw from his overnight work. From around the corner, a rust feather appears.
Here we go. Neither of them exchange words during the burial. As Tavros minds his wings and lowers himself into the hideaway, his scarf gets caught in the entrance. The scarf is far too consumed to squeeze it into a limited space on the ground. Karkat relieves Tavros of the scarf and ties it around himself instead. Tavros slides beneath the ground until his heels reach the bottom of the dugout. He looks up at the several inches keeping him from the surface, and at the large wedge of grass Karkat continues to plug up the hole with.
Karkat?
I'll come back for you. I promise.
Tavros nods as the ceiling slides into place and his mouth disappears. His shovel, bag, and sickle at the ready, Karkat takes the grassy top off of his nearby hideaway, glimpsing into the tiny feet carved into the earth. There is ample room near the slides in his bag, where he catches the loot in the bushes. Pressing sharply under his breath, Karkat draws his sickle.
Karkat? What's going on out there?
It's fucking Dante.
Quiet!
The rustling grows louder. Karkat whips his head around. Oh fuck. Giant, sleek, white. Holy shit! What the fuck? Couldn't it be a fucking gardener snake? Why a fucking cobra? How the fuck? Oh my god. A thin tongue darts from the great creature's mouth as it stares the boy down with a single beady eye. Karkat is suddenly all too aware of the scarf conspicuously wrapped around his neck, of the freshly used shovel on the ground nearby.
Dante, right? I'm guessing there's no point in saying this isn't what it looks like.
Ah, fuck. Dante lunges. Karkat doesn't know if it's a memory or reflex that raises his weapon in defense. The snake pushes its weight forward and its jaw wider, revealing the cavernous depths of its throat, breathing in to taste that very steel that blinded it. Karkat squeezes his eyes shut. He holds the beast back with a force that burns in his arms and makes his hands shake. By the time Karkat notices Dante use the tail whip towards him, it's too late. Karkat is tossed through the air, his back landing hard against a nearby tree with a sickening crash. He slides to the ground, sharp pain immediately sends shockwaves through him. The ground crunches with Dante's quick approach. Karkat attempts to stand, but his feet slip from under him. He feels a radiating agony growing throughout his body. He feels a liquid leak across himself and make his clothes grow wet. But he can't tell which part of him are hurt or which parts of him are bleeding. He tries to focus on the ghost closing in, but dizziness blurs his vision. His body feels a few pounds too heavy, his head a few pounds too low. Karkat hears a noise in the distance, muffled by the ringing in his ears. The giant form freezes in its tracks. Karkat raises a shaky arm and leans against the tree to help him stand. By the time his head clears enough to perceive the surroundings properly, all he catches is the tall end of Dante. He is slithering into the shade. Karkat hears the noise ring out once more, and the sound no longer muted by disorientation. The bottom of his stomach falls out. Karkat reins in a sudden rush of adrenaline to get on his feet and move while skirting the pain, bracing himself and biting his inner lip, hard enough fit to bleed. He throws himself to the ground with his hideaway, frenzied hands shoving the majority of his belongings down the whole person. Feet first, he guides himself down. His mangled wings catch onto the entrance at the odd angle at which it prevents it from closing his wings completely. No. The pause allows him to look around himself, forcing him to take notice of the great trail of blood he's left behind. Staying here means bleeding the blood is jeopardizing his own, possibly Tavros' respective positions. Thinking quickly, he flips himself out of the ground, reaching in to grab the sickle and Tavros' scarf before sliding him top back onto his hideaway. On his hands and knees, he mops up more blood he can using the scarf, blending in the rest of it with the surrounding dirt. The panicked Tavros calls out,
Karkat! Karkat!
You need to keep quiet. No matter what happens, keep quiet. Okay?
Searing pain flashes through him as he crawls backwards, wiping away all traces of himself, but while he leads his bleeding away from the sea. He reaches the brink of the forest before getting to his feet. He ties Tavros' scarf around his legs to apply pressure to his wound. His breathing gets grows labored. His pain is far too intense to fly. From there he walks, a staggered hobble to his death. A weak hand pressing the scarf's fabric to his boot. His opposite fingers wrapped tightly around the bloodied sickle. He walks the long path back home. He walks so Tavros isn't discovered and torn apart. He walks so John will find what is left of him, and never return to the floor. Karkat eventually makes it to his tree. With great difficulty, he musters the strength he has left to shove himself beneath the tail of the petrified wood beneath his loft of feathers and memories, to rescue the sketches of the dead. He wraps his arm around himself. Blood soaks his fingers through Tavros' scarf. His eyelids work there's no stars. Was that it? Was that it? Yes, it was. And we have made it through all of Featherbent so far. And holy shit, that last part with Karkat. Holy shit. Oh god. I can't wait for Chapter 4 to come out. I seriously can't. Because I want to know what happens. I mean, Karkat could be dead now. Tavros probably lives. I seriously hope Tavros lives. Tavros and Karkat have it the roughest to having to live on the forest floor. Anyways, as you may have noticed, this is the last chapter of Featherbent. But there are some parts that I did accidentally skip over when I was choosing options. So, the next video of this will be of all those parts that I missed. And after that, there won't be any Featherbent for a little while, but there will be the series for the Pokemon Sweet Nuzlocke and my co-op series that I'm doing with my brother that will be shifting between our two channels. He still has to finish making his channel, so I can't give you the exact title to it. But once it does, I will let you know in one of the Pokemon Sweet version Nuzlocke episodes. So if you want to know, go and watch that. Anyways, as always, comment, like, and subscribe. And it seems like this was my most watched series, and I wish I could do more of it. I wish there was more Homestuck games like this, but I don't know of any. If you do know of any, please let me know, because I actually like doing visual novels. And as always, well, I already said this, and as always, comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.